Okay.
All right. Wonderful.
Yes.
And I'll be right here. Just a minute. I'll join you here.
Yes. En un minuto viene.
Muy bien.
Ay, mira qué lindo.
Casa Felix.
Mirá las piedras.
This
Wow.
Hermoso lugar.
Piedras naturales.
Sí, es una
Oh.
construcción de piedra.
Hermoso.
Hermoso.
I'm just going to get someone special for you to greet you all. Someone that you all know.
Ahora va a traer a alguien que todos conocemos.
Qué linda construcción. Miren esa puerta de esa madera.
Mm.
Yeah, just sit.
Here.
You see, all right, just talk to them. Yeah, just say hola.
Hola. Hola.
¡Hola!
¿Qué tal?
Esa
Guys.
Hola.
Hola, Merce.
¿Cómo
Lindo
estás?
verte.
Pues encantada de la vida aquí, visitando a Shuddha.
Hola.
¡Hola!
Jai Sachitana. Bueno, hermoso verlas.
Igualmente, me alegro un montón y una gran sorpresa, tanto verlo a ellos como veros ahora a vosotras.
¡Qué
Qué bueno,
bendición!
qué bueno que
Igualmente,
estés ahí.
verte. Un beso
Cuántas
enorme.
bendiciones, Merce. Un
Jai
besito.
Sachitana.
Ya es
Jai Sachitana, Laura,
Jai
Jai
Sachitana.
Sachitana para tu
Jai
verte.
Sachitana.
Sachitana.
Ah,
Hola.
hola.
Qué bueno, Merce.
Spanish. ¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. Ya.
Muy bien, gracias.
Qué genia.
How is
Perdón,
everybody?
¿Qué, mi amor?
Everybody's
Fabi.
¿Cómo estáis? Fabi, estás por aquí, no te veo, si no me pongo las gafas. Ah, Patricia.
Acabo de entrar porque no me anda la compu.
Vale.
Hi, how are you?
Ahora te veo, Fabi.
Me corté el pelo, haircut.
Patricia,
Te veo.
Marcia, and
Qué
Luz.
emoción.
Yes, I know them all.
Yes, of course. Yes, yes.
I know them all. I don't see. Some people don't have their videos on. Damian, Carlos.
Damian. Anda por ahí.
Damian, ¿dónde estás? Que no te veo.
Ah, Carlos.
Damian está manejando.
Manejando.
¿Estás manejando?
Sí.
Y ahí entra Laura.
Alicia.
Acá estoy.
Ay, Laura.
Laura.
Y no te veo.
Laurita entra ahí.
Laura.
Mira qué sorpresa, Laura.
Laura, Gaby.
Laura.
Gaby, Chile.
Jai Sachitanan.
Jai
Sachitanan.
Sachitanan.
And Patu, how is everybody doing in Barcelona?
Oh, we're having a great time. And Barcelona was very hospitable to us. We were waiting outside the hotel to come to this villa. And a young man comes and asks me directions to the Sagrada, the Familia.
Sagrada Familia.
Sagrada Familia.
Sagrada Familia,
And
la
sorry,
iglesia.
I don't speak Spanish. I can get somebody to help you. And while I'm looking, he walks away with Bachu's camera bag.
Wow.
The whole camera bag, all the camera that took pictures of Niruma. Oh God.
No.
So
Oh,
and all his medicines, all his prescription, but everything is good. We got all his medicines. We got to experience Barcelona, and now we know, Dada says that that's Vyavasthit, the Agna number 3, right? The pickpockets,
Yes.
and beware of thieves. Everybody told us, be careful, be
Yes,
careful.
in Sagrada Familia especially.
But it's so amazing.
Yes.
The way Vyavasthit arranges everything, Bachu was standing right there and he says, my knee is hurting, so I'm going to go sit inside. But anyways, but we're doing great. We're having a great time with our family. There's 35 of us here.
Yes, a lot of people.
Some of them are Mahatmas, but they don't practice the Gnan, but they've all met Niruma. All the grandkids, my father's grandkids have met Niruma and they've taken Gnan one day. So you can all pray for them to join Dada.
Okay, we will.
yes,
Merce,
yes.
¿le querés traducir todo? ¿Vos, Patri?
No, traduzca, Merced.
¿Perdona? ¿Qué?
Bueno, dice que cuando llegaron a Barcelona, estaban averiguando en un hotel, cómo hacían para llegar a la villa esta donde tenían que ir. Y bueno, lo que sucedió fue que se llevaron toda su cámara con todas las fotos de Niruma y las valijas, y todas las medicinas que necesitaban tomar. Pero bueno, ya todos saben que eso es Agna número 3, y cómo funciona Vyavasthit, y que ahora, bueno, finalmente están todos acomodados, que tienen las medicinas que están bien, y que hay 35 de la familia, algunos son Mahatmas, está el abuelo con sus nietos ahí, así que bueno, que recemos por todos ellos también para que tomen el Nan.
Para que vuelvan al Nan. Como que lo
para que
tomaron,
vuelvan
pero no
al
están
Nan.
practicando.
Gracias.
Pati, ¿tú le puedes pedir a la señora de Shuddha? Bueno, cuando
Es la
digo
hermana,
Shuddha,
es la hermana.
la hermana. Ah,
La
perfecto.
hermana, no la señora. La
Ya,
hermana.
pensé que era la pareja, la señora, y que era pedirles que cantaran juntos el trimantra.
Es que son los que cantan juntos.
Son
es
los
la
que
hermana y
cantan,
Shuddha.
justamente.
Ya viste, entonces la intuición no me falló. Entonces,
No sabes lo que es esa mujer cantando.
si pueden cantar ellos
O sea,
juntos el
please,
trimantra,
Patuben,
please.
we are asking here, you sing the Trimantra for us.
With
Okay.
Shuddha.
Con
Yeah.
Shuddha.
Shuddha,
With-
yes,
with
yes.
Los dos.
Shuddha. No,
Yes. Oh, Jai Satchitananda, Jai Satchitananda.
How are you guys doing?
Ay, Ima.
Fine.
Wonderful. Jai Sachidanand.
Jai
Satchitananda, Jai Satchitananda.
File 2 de Shuddha.
Ah, ahí está el file 2.
You can do the 3 mantra.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
Jai Sachidanand.
Okay. All right. All of you are in? Okay.
Okay.
Come.
Yeah, dekhaise.
All right, sir. All right. Okay, Marcel.
Silenciemos todos nosotros.
Namo Vitragaya.
Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayariyan. Namo Vasayan.
Namo Loye
Sapnam. Eso Panchanamukaro. Savvapava Panasano. Mangalanam cha Savesim. Paramam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand. Okay.
Okay.
Jai Satchitananda, thank you.
Really, we were asking for you to sing. Was that
Wow, that's
it's
too
a
much.
good-
That's too much.
good? Beautiful voice.
Okay.
Om Namo Vitragaya. Namo Arihantanam. Namo Siddhanam. Namo Ayariyanam. Namo Uvazaya. Namo Loe Savasaram. And so Sarvapanasano Mangalanam cha Sarvesim Padmam Havai Mangalam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Satchidanand.
Thank you.
Satchidanand, muchas gracias. Jai Satchidanand.
Aplausos.
Jai Satchidanand, Patu.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.
Okay. So we begin our beautiful presence with our dearest Dada. And
Vamos a comenzar con la presencia de nuestro amado Dada.
that presence, our presence with our Dada, is the most critical and the most valuable aspect of our current life, you see.
La presencia de Dada es lo más importante en esta vida.
Yeah, and
que
the
estamos
easiest
viviendo.
way, and the easiest way, when you're not in satsang, to be with Dada is, to see the beautiful one, the eternal one in every human being that comes in front of you or is passing you, around you, you see.
Cuando no podemos estar en presencia de Dada o en satsang, lo más importante es Agna 1 y 2, y es ver el Lord, el alma pura que son todos los seres vivientes.
Yes, yes. And in this way, in an instant, it is without any complications, in the straightforward manner, you enter Vignan, enter the science that is the self, you see, entering the science that is the self.
Y de la forma más simple entramos en la ciencia que es el ser.
It's a simple, direct entry into Vignan, you see, into Vignan. What is Vignan? It is the science of Amapura, the self, that is now independent of anything that is happening in the relative, you see. It is, the relative was binding, the relative was holding down, was not allowing the science to blossom, to open up. And now that by the entry into Evasamapura, it becomes relative, it shuts up the relative, doesn't bother you at all when you enter the Vignan, the science of the self, you see.
Entrar esta simple forma de entrar en el Vignan, que es la ciencia del ser, que es independiente de todo lo que sucede en lo relativo, y lo relativo es lo que nos ata y no nos permite florecer. Ahora en el Vignan todo lo demás es de lo relativo y
Yeah.
pierde importancia.
And when you are in the Vignan, in the science of the self, you know, everything has a way of unfolding naturally in front of you without any push or pull. There is, and that is called the appreciation of vyavasthit. This is this scientific circumstantial evidences. You see.
Yes. Y estar en Vignan permite que las cosas se desenvuelvan sin absolutamente ningún un esfuerzo, y es la apreciación de Yavastit de las evidencias científicos circunstanciales.
And as we just shared with you the last time where we were, let me just come back here again and kind of revive that a little bit. You see, we were, yes, we were speaking about ras, niras, right? Ras, niras, saras. Ras is the interest, and the niras means no, disinterest, not interested. And the ras, niras part we have covered now. We have covered the ras, niras part.
Yes. Lo último que estuvimos viendo es ras niras. Ras es interés, niras es no interés, y todo eso ya lo hemos cubierto.
And in that now we rasvina. So we covered when will the we covered these topics, which the last topic we covered is desire itself. Desire itself is the obstruction. You see, the desire is the obstruction.
Yes.
Yeah, we covered that heading. Now today,
Yes.
Yeah, now today on page 56, we go to the next heading, which is this. What is the basis? What the basis of pleasure that has been projected? Okay, the basis of projected pleasure is the next heading today.
El próximo título, que está en la página 56, dice cuáles son las bases del placer que fueron proyectadas.
Yeah, projected pleasure. In other words, two best friends. One loves ice cream and the other one doesn't care for it at all. For the love of the ice cream, the first person will go all over town searching for the right flavor, consistency, ingredients, you see, and will spend a lot of time going after it. The other one doesn't find any pleasure in the same ice cream, in that ice cream. His friend will say, "Hey, listen, this is gorgeous. I've driven 5 miles to get it." He'll say, "No, I don't want it." So the problem is not in the ice cream, right?
Por ejemplo, en este título, ¿no? De cuáles son las bases del placer proyectado, hay dos amigos, a uno ama el helado y el otro no. El que ama el helado va a estar buscando por toda la ciudad los mejores helados, el mejor sabor, y va a recorrer absolutamente todo. Y al que el helado no le gusta, y no le encuentra placer, escucha al otro que dice, "Oh, prueba este helado", y dice, "Recorrí 5 millas para encontrarlo". Dice, "No me interesa el helado, no me gusta".
You see a lady who has just come out of the spa, she looks lovely, but you see her early in the morning when she has just gotten up, it's the same lady, but it's different, right? They look different. Their appeal is different.
Es una mujer, por ejemplo, que va al spa, sale divina, pero después a la mañana que se levanta, aparece diferente.
Yeah, so it's projected into. Projected here means you impose your belief, whatever you believe, you impose it in the other object, whether it is a living object like ice cream, whether it is a non-living thing like ice cream, or whether it is a living thing, living object like a man or a woman, right? But the projection is your belief. Oh, I love him. He's so good. He's so wonderful. He's so gentle, blah, 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 right? You see, you're projecting in him,
Todo lo que quieres es es una proyección, es una proyección que tú que es tu opinión. Tú le pones tu opinión a eso. Se lo puedes poner a algo que no tiene vida, como un helado, o también lo puedes poner por proyectar tu opinión sobre un hombre o sobre una mujer. Pero toda proyección es una creencia o una opinión.
Dadashri begins this satsang by saying, the bliss of the self inside is infinite. There is no shore. There is no shore. Shore means, when you go in the lake somewhere, you reach the other shore. Well, this bliss is endless, and it exists within each one of us, every human being. And the next sentence Dada says is, there is no pleasure in this ice cream. You see, the pleasure comes from the ice cream because you have projected your views into it. Oh, lovely, delicioso, etc., etc. So you are actually falsely imposing your beliefs into that which is neutral. Ice cream is neutral. You see, it doesn't say, "Oh, you love me? Come on, have more of me." The ice cream will not say that. Whereas a woman or a man will say, "You love me? Okay, we will do this together. We'll do this together." See.
Yes. Dada dice que la dicha dentro de cada uno es absolutamente infinita, que no tiene límites, no tiene límites. Y esto existe, es una dicha sin fin, y está dentro de cada uno de todos nosotros. Y que el placer en el helado o en cualquier otra cosa solamente es una proyección que hemos impuesto, es una opinión que hemos proyectado. Y tanto en el helado, ¿no? Y eso es falso eso, ¿no? Porque es solo una proyección. Con el helado o por ahí con una persona dice, oh, yo te amo, sos lo máximo, y entonces vamos a hacer esto juntos, aquello juntos.
Yeah. So, this is it. The pleasure is derived from the ice cream because of your projection into it. You see, it is directly related to. So, if you really think about it, it is your energy, your real energy. A component of it is going into the ice cream, and then you say the ice cream is giving me pleasure. You see.
Yes. El placer del helado es mi proyección, ¿no? Yo pongo en esa proyección que hago y ahí va mi energía, va al helado.
Yeah, will not come. You see, yes, this in anything in this world of ours. You see, in this world of the five senses and the mind. You see, which continues to absorb all kinds of impressions of good, bad, lovely, worth doing, etc. All of these things initially will appear very pleasant because you put your energy into it until somehow the evidences change, and now it is no longer that pleasant, you see. And sometimes it can get to the point where now you dislike it, and then it come to the point where you simply hate it, you see. So,
Bueno, en este mundo de los 5 sentidos y de la mente, que recibe todas las impresiones, todo lo que aparece placentero es es hasta que desaparece, hasta que las evidencias vienen y desaparece lo placentero. Y es como un viaje de que el amor o que me gusta hasta el odio o el disgusto.
Dadashri says, if you don't find pleasure in it, then pain will be felt. In other words, now that which began as an object of pleasure for you, now as you rise in your awareness, as you and I rise in our awareness, it will slowly start becoming painful. It will appear painful, you see. It will appear painful. This is the view that is now enlarging. This is the view that is now extending beyond the view of the intellect and file one, you see. Your vision is expanding now, you see.
Dadashri dice que si no encuentras placer ahora, tu conciencia se va a ir expandiendo y todo lo que te causaba placer se vuelve doloroso. Esta es la visión extendida que surge.
Yeah, right. Dadashri says in these doors, beautifully crafted wooden doors, like we have in the casa here everywhere, you know, wherever you look, there are beautiful big doors, right? You know, the other says, do you think they give pleasure? Does the pleasure reside? Does the pleasure reside in those doors? You see, it is the pleasure comes when you say, oh, how beautiful. 300 years old. Oh, you know, it must have taken a long time to make it, blah, blah, blah. You see, you know, so you are extending your beliefs into that beautifully framed solid wood door, right?
Ustedes ven estas puertas, ¿no? Tan hermosas, y crees que las puertas, que tu felicidad, o tu dicha reside en las puertas, por más que sean hermosas, si hayan tardado, tengan 100 años, si hayan tardado un montón de tiempo en construirlas, lo que las puertas no son las que te dan la felicidad, es tu proyección.
Your projection. Understand, falsely imposed view. It is not, you know, that the object doesn't say, admire me. Well, you know, the physical objects or, you know, the living objects do not say, please admire me, see how beautiful I am. A lovely tree that is growing so beautifully outside. It doesn't say, admire me. We say, oh, this is amazingly beautiful. I would like to grow it in my home, you see. So now, you know, now your energies are engaged until it grows in your home, you see.
Yes. Falsamente, la visión falsamente impuesto, ¿no? Los objetos no te dicen, por ejemplo, ves un árbol hermoso y el árbol no te dice admírenme, tú decides decir, este árbol es hermoso y quieres tener uno en tu casa y vas a plantarlo y vas a estar viendo hasta que crezca.
Yeah, so when you say saras che means is. Saras che is hermoso, okay? And if you say it's bad, it's no good, then what will come? If you say it's no good, then what will happen? Dada is asking.
Sarachu es hermoso y malo y no bueno. ¿Y qué dice Dada sobre esto?
Dada says, if you say it's not good, what will happen? Dada is asking all of us, okay?
Si tú dices que, pregunta Dada, bueno, ¿qué pasa si tú dices que esto no es bueno o es malo?
And
¿Qué
the question,
sucede?
the moment you say it's no good, it's bad, pain arises, you see? The questioner says pain arises.
Entonces Dada dice que en el momento en que tú dices que esto es malo o no es bueno, el dolor surge.
So in this pressure pain cycle, human beings of this world are lost. Mahatmas are beginning to understand that pleasure and pain is in the two sides of the same coin of the relative world, you see. It is it's like other side, you see. It's, if you say painful, then, pain will arise, you see. If you say it's very pleasant, then pleasure will arise, you see. Pleasure will arise.
Las personas a partir del placer y del dolor están perdidas, pero los Mahatmas sabemos que tanto el placer como el dolor son las dos caras de la misma moneda. Y si surge el placer, el dolor va a estar del otro lado de la cara de la moneda.
So Dada says exactly so, you see. So this depends. So it now depends on it depends on your false imposition. Let's remove the word false. It depends upon your imposition it depends upon your imposing your energies into that which is relative and is continuously changing, you see. That which is relative, continuously changing, never remains fixed. No woman or man ever remains beautiful or handsome forever, you see. This is a continuously changing Pudgal, continuously changing non-self complex, you see.
Yes. Dada dice exacto, esto depende de la imposición de tu energía en lo relativo, ¿no? Y las cosas no permanecen iguales, está cambiando constantemente Pudgal y el complejo del no ser.
So you see, therefore now Dadas, what is the foundation? What is the basement? What is it that supports sukh, happiness? Okay? Then it depends where you have imposed your energies, you see. You see, so now the imposition of the energies, sorry, go ahead, finish that and then I will give you the next sentence. Okay.
Entonces acá dice, ¿cuál es la base de la felicidad, no? Y es, ¿dónde pusiste tu energía?
Yeah. So the Dadatri's question is very important. Understand that any human being who says, I love it, I find it very lovely, I cannot move away from it, etc., recognize that is where his imposition is. He has imposed all his energies on this young lady, you see. And the young lady might be mistreating him, but it doesn't matter. He has continuing to put his energies in her. You understand?
Yes. Entonces dice, por ejemplo, yo amo algo y no me voy a ir de acá, puede ser con una persona, y entonces reconoce que es una imposición, ¿no? Ahí va tu energía. Puede ser que él sigue con esta imposición y la mujer no quiere saber nada con él o lo maltrata y él sigue poniendo energía en eso.
Yes, so you see, so the other says, so all you and I have to do, Amapuras, okay? All you and I have to do is to see in which direction is this one, called file 1, Carlos, Cecilia, is imposing his or her energies. In which direction is he pointing? In which direction where is it that he finds life pleasant? And where is it that he finds life painful? See that. Our job, my job, your job, everyone here's work is to see the one who is imposing, in which direction is his imposition going. In other words, he is projecting here, today he is projecting here, tomorrow he will project here. Last year he was projecting in this home of his, now this year, now that he's enjoying this home, he says, no, I'm building another home in the mountain, So now this home is perfect for him, but he just now, his energies are going there, you see, which direction he's imposing. He's got a beautiful, wonderful wife who takes care of him and his family, but now he starts imposing his sense of pleasure in another woman, you see.
Por ejemplo, solamente mira en qué dirección va el file one, dónde imponen sus energías, ¿no? Dónde encuentran el placer en la vida y dónde encuentran el dolor. ¿Y cuál es nuestro trabajo? Nuestro trabajo es ver en qué dirección imponemos nuestra energía. Por ejemplo, el año pasado queríamos tener una casa oficina, este año no la queremos más, la que nos queremos mudar a una montaña, o por ahí tenemos una muy buena mujer o pareja y decidimos dejar de poner la atención ahí y ponerla en otro lado.
Yes. So the questioner now says, Dadashri says, it's critical that you see, you are not the one. Remember, you and I now have become Amapuras. We are the silent seers of what file one and the middle one in file one, the Bhavo, where he is still interested and is projecting. Interest is the foundation of the projection. Both of these, the interest and the projection, are both discharged from past life. So you and I have to see that, you see, we have to see that.
Yes. Dada dice, tú no eres el archivo 1, eres el alma pura y eres el observador silencioso que observa al file 1 y al babo, al del medio, y el interés es la fundación de la proyección de la vida pasada.
So the questioner says, that is correct, Dada, that's correct. But that main bliss that is there is in plenty inside. But I get a little bit of flavor of this original internal bliss of the Amapura. I cannot see more bliss. I have difficulty seeing more bliss. It's a beautiful question, no? He's saying, Dada, yes, what you're saying is correct. There is bliss inside, and I get a few showers of that bliss, but I can't see it totally. I can't see more. I want more of that ama bliss, you see.
Yes. Acá el que pregunta dice, es correcto, Dada. Dice, y sé que tenemos la dicha interna, pero yo es como que obtengo gotas o no obtengo lo suficiente de esta dicha y quiero tener la completa dicha.
He says, there's not much more. I don't see much more bliss, Dada, and so Dadashri says, interesting. Man says, I don't. It's like our position, all of us. Dadashri's answer is very interesting. I'll give it to you in a minute here. He's like a typical Mahatma, all of us, you see. He says, listen, Dada, I do see this. I do understand this. I feel it, but I don't get a lot of it, right? That is the case with each one of us, no?
Dice, el que pregunta dice, yo no veo como mucha dicha, ¿no? Lo siento, pero como que no quiero más.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of it, Dada. So I just get a flash of it. I just get a little flash of it, just a flash of it, of Amapura bliss, you see. That's what the man says, or and the Dada replies. Dada says,
Acá dice el hombre, dice, solo veo un flash de la dicha del alma pura. Y aquí Dadashri le contesta.
flash is a little too not exact for Shalak. In other words, it comes, it presents, it gives me a taste, and then it disappears. You see, it comes, it allows me to enjoy it for a little bit, and then it disappears. Like, you see what I mean? It's not like lightning flash, but it is like it comes, this bliss of the Amapura, you and I experience it, and then it goes away, you see? Then it doesn't, it just comes and then it departs, right? That's what the man says, right? So
Acá el hombre le dice, bueno, flash no es la palabra exacta, se presenta, te permite que lo disfrutes en la presencia de la dicha y se va. Y ahora Dada dice.
Transient Jalak is experience, transient experience of bliss. In other words, it's like a heavy curtain has been lifted up. It just, all the beautiful fragrance of the bliss of the self comes in. You are transformed into your own self, and then it is no more there. That's what the Mahatma says, okay? And so Dada says, let me see, let me read what Dada has said. Dada says, yes, Dada says,
Dice Shuddha que los Mahatmas dicen, es como una cortina, ¿no? Que se corre y entonces entra un hermoso, maravilloso aroma del ser y se va.
And so Dada says, yes. Dada says, your ability to see that Chalak, that the seeing of that bliss. It's interesting that they say the seeing of that bliss only, that's it. It's a seeing of the Dada is slowly taking us all up in that direction. He says, never ever in your entire life after life you have not experienced this jalak of bliss, you see, of this supreme bliss of the self, you see, which is so distinctly different from the imposition of pleasure, you see.
Yes.
Yeah, so Dadashri says, and Dadashri's answer is interesting. Dada says, Dekhai jalak itluj, that much only of the jalak. Jalak means, as I go on sharing with you, I think the exact word, the translation will come, of the jalak, that much only of the jalak is seen. Dada agrees with him. Dada is not saying that that's the end, is seen. You see, Dada is agreeing with him that, yes, my dear Mahatma, yes, you are now coming in you are getting a longer than flash experience of this bliss. It's not just like electricity, lightning, it's more. It kind of leaves a definite experience within you. You see, it's not just like lightning fell and left. It is more like the angels from heaven bringing in your bliss for you, and then departing. You see, it's a jalak. It is something that you have never ever seen before. Go on.
Yes. tu habilidad para poder ver esto es para poder ver esa bendición, esa dicha. Jamás lo has experimentado, ni esta ni en otras vidas, esta suprema dicha del ser. Y no tiene nada que ver con la imposición de, de lo relativo, ¿no? En búsqueda del placer. Y Dada dice que esto es interesante y ese tanto eso que recibes de la dicha del ser eh, es es como no es un flash o que prendes la luz que viene y se va. Es como si ángeles celestiales vinieran a traerte esa dicha, a entregártela.
You know, I am getting a little bit deeper understanding of this word chalak. Okay, when Shuddha was in Delhi as a pre-medical student in 1963, he went to see a movie with his friends, a Hindi movie, like an Indian movie. And, you know, Shuddha used to love Hindi movies only because of the songs, you see. And the songs were very poetic. And of course, they're songs of love, you know. Most of the songs are man and woman songs, you know, love songs, you know. Yeah. And so there, so a Hindu boy, you know, a Hindu handsome man in the college comes across a Muslim woman who had covered her face, you see, with black veil, you know, only the eyes are seen, you see. Only the eyes are visible. The rest is not visible of this woman's face, you see. And he subsequently sings that and then she gets lost, you know, he can't find her because all of them wear the black hijabs, you know, the black dress, only the eyes are open, you see. But just seeing those eyes, and then of course I think they bumped, so the books that she were carrying fell down, and so helped her pick them up, and she said something, so he caught her voice, you see. And this was enough. He says, I have seen only once, I have gotten a jalak of your presence, you know, and I'm searching and I'm searching and I'm yearning, you see. He fell in love just with that, you know, and my friends, that's exactly a jalak, you know, he just got a little impression. And he knew this lady for him was something so special, there was no one else, right? You know, and the same kind of jalak we have all gotten, and we fell in love with Dada in the Gnani Vidi. You see, we got a jalak, we connected with the eyes of Dada. The way Dada is looking at this world, we connected with his eyes, you see. And a little bit of it is enough, you see.
Yes. Chalak, cuenta Shuddha que cuando él estaba estudiando medicina en la India en 1963 le gustaba mucho ir al cine por la música, ¿no? Por la música poética. Y por lo general las canciones esa música tenía que ver con el amor. Y cuenta en la película que un hombre hindú se cruza con una mujer musulmana que solo está cubierta solo se le ven los ojos, después todo lo demás está vestida de negro, y cuando se cruzan, a ella se le caen unos libros, él se agacha, se los recoge y se los entrega y escucha una palabra. Y él, solo al verle los ojos y escuchar o estar en su presencia, él se enamoró, quedó enamorado, ¿no? De ella, y después no la pudo ver porque, bueno, estaban todas vestidas de negro igual y no la podía reconocer. Y de esta misma presencia, ¿no? El Chelak es así todos nos hemos enamorado de Dada, solo viéndole los ojos y conectar con sus ojos.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, and this Chalak. You see, infinite lifetimes we've had these flashes and the unveiling of a face that captured us, but never, never the face of our own Lord inside, you see. And we got that, you see, we got that inside. Oh, my Lord, finally I see you. I see you, you know, and there is no going anywhere anymore, you see.
Yes. Este infinito Chelak que al ver la cara y la captura, esto sucede en en el interior y ya no vas más a otro lado, no quieres ir más a otro lado.
So Dada says, it's so interesting. Yeah, that transient ability, the transient seeing, that visibility of that Jalak, that much only, that's it. Dada finishes the paragraphs, the Satsang paragraph, that much only. That's more than enough. That is more than enough to take you to full liberation, you see. You see?
Yes. Y dice, trascendente, invisible, Shalak, eso es más que suficiente para llevarte a la liberación final.
Shuddhatma Bhagwan, does anyone want to say anything? You know, everybody understands the beauty of, you know, we are simultaneously getting into the exact understanding of what has happened to us in the Gnan Vidhi, you see, you know. Hola, Laura. I'm in Barcelona. Yeah, you know, you met Mercy, right? Mercy? Did you meet Mercy? Yeah.
Yes, I met.
It's so hot. She came all the way from Barcelona in a drove. And so she is in the pool with Nima and Patty, you know, they are in the swimming pool. I said, go, you can catch this satsang later. Yeah. Sure, see. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So, yeah, right. Yeah, so, you know.
So, sorry, acá Dada dice que nosotros ahora podemos entender qué es lo que sucedió en nosotros después de Gnan.
And you know, I never knew what an infinity pool was. Do you know what's an infinity swimming pool?
Yes, yes.
Yes, right. In other words, that other edge, it looks like it is mixing with the sky, you see, you know,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the deep end, you know, right there. And so, well, we and all of us are in the infinity pool of the bliss of the self. And until moksha, we are going to be in the infinite pool of the bliss of the self until the final moksha. You know, you can play, you can float, you can relax, you see, and settle files with equanimity. That's about it. That's all that is left for us.
Divino, that's beautiful. Dice Shuddha, esto es como las piletas que tienen, que parecen que no tienen fin, ¿no? Que son infinitas, que dan al horizonte. Y esto es como la dicha del ser que nos lleva finalmente al completa moksha. Y mientras tanto en esa pileta podemos jugar, relajarnos y limpiar todos nuestros archivos. Esto es lo que nos queda.
Yeah, so I learned about infinity pool here because in the mountains, you see the other mountains at the one end of the pool, you know. Yes.
Yo conocí las piletas ahí porque hay muchas montañas, entonces parece que la pileta fuese infinita hacia la otra montaña.
Yeah, life. So now, slowly and surely, Dada is taking hold within us with precision, exactness, and love, you see, love. natural love, you see. And,
Yes.
mhm.
Entonces ahora Dada toma con precisión y exactitud natural el amor en nosotros.
The next heading that comes is remain separate in discharge, okay?
El
Remain
próximo título es Permanece,
in discharge.
permanece en descarga.
Remain separate in discharge, you know?
Permanece separado en descarga.
Yeah, remain. I typed it, but it meant to be remain separate in discharge. So, again, remain separate, you know. There's simple instructions of Niruma. Let's see what it says. The questioner says, if the questioner is asking, Dada, if this infinite bliss is existing inside, so then for 1 hour I should get it, no? I should get it for 1 hour, no? Right?
Dice, le preguntan a Dada, la infinita dicha está dentro, ¿lo tendré en 1 hora?
Yeah, if there is infinite bliss inside, I should get it for 1 hour, no, Dada? Should I not get it for 1 hour?
¿La tendré yo? ¿Pues la podré conseguir en 1 hora? ¿Por 1 hora?
It should come to me for at least an hour, right?
¿Vendrá a mí al menos por 1 hora?
For 1 hour, no? Dada, I just want 1 hour. No, so
solo quiero 1 hora, aunque sea.
So Dada says, you see, Dada's reply is classic, but Dada says, but all of this stock from before, you see, exists inside you. The stock from past life exists inside you. And that is why all these fights happen. And these fights have begun now that you have come in this life, you see. You carried the stock, all the big truck full of the stock. Now you have entered the new life. The stock is behind the truck full. And the problem is that is what is creating the fights, you see. The fights have begun the day you learned how to walk. You know, you tell your mama, stop, I don't want your hand, I can walk. I don't want you to hold me, I can walk. You see, and that means the ego now has arisen, you see.
Yes.
And then the fights start, all the fights. Dadashri says, only when those fights and sometimes wars stop, then the solution will come. No? It's a magnificent answer from Dada, right?
El stock viene de la vida pasada, ¿no? Este stock existe dentro, y viene con nosotros y están dentro. Los stocks crean peleas, y ya cuando un bebé empieza a caminar, quiere caminar solo y no quiere que la madre le dé la mano, y ya comienzan las peleas. Solo cuando estos archivos se terminen, vendrá la liberación.
And ukel, which is very interesting word, I'm giving you the sentence, ukel means final solution. Ukel means liberating solution, liberating. You don't need temporary solutions, you need solutions. The solution is already there. You see, the liberation associated solution will come, you see, will come. In other words, the fights have to end, then the Amapura rises in all its glory. The Amapura is always there. The fights is preventing now the topic now is bliss, you see. Because the bliss doesn't stay, you see.
Ukel es una palabra que es como la solución final, ¿no? Y la final liberadora. Y esto viene del alma pura. El alma pura siempre está allí, pero hasta que no se solucionen lo que se trae, no va a existir la liberación total.
Just give me 30 seconds. I'm going to pull that curtain a little bit. Very hot sun is coming. Hold on.
Yes, para correr la cortina ahora viene.
Yes, yes, my friends. We'll come back. Now is a good time to take a break, right? Coffee
Okay.
break, about, and then
10
we'll-
minutes,
10,
Shuddha?
10 minutes. I will get an espresso.
Or 8.
10, I have to go down stairs here and go into the other room where make some espresso, okay? All right. Okay,
Oh, bring me one.
okay, I'll bring.
Okay. 10 minutes, 10 minutos de recreo y volvemos. Thank you,
Okay.
Shuddha. So nice to see you.
Te ayuda. Gracias.
Total, one.
No, yes. Yes. Okay. Are you there, my dear?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
May I do a question?
Eh,
Ask something? It's
yes.
very...
Uh-huh.
But what happens when I see something, oh, what beautiful, a kid, something, babies, but I'm not interested in having and
Yeah. So, you know, you're...
or a beautiful sunset.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is actually really the case with all Mahatmas. They will continue to appreciate the beauty of this world, complimenting it, making all kinds of, oh, what a lovely baby, you know, so cute, you know. But we are nearest inside. We, you know, if somebody says, would you like to have a baby like that? Oh, no, 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 no.
So, thank you.
You know,
That's
another,
enough for me.
yeah.
Yes.
Would you like to play with a baby? 2 minutes I will hold, but after that, Mama, you take care of the baby. I mean, no. Yeah, you see, so it's actually the Mahatmas are in Niras Vevar, you see.
Ajá. Le acabo de preguntar a Shuddha que a veces veo cosas lindas y digo, uy, qué lindo, pero no tengo el deseo de tenerlas. Entonces dice
Pato?
que es normal.
Yes. Yeah, so it was too hot there, so I came here. Sorry, go on. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Pato. Yeah. No, ચાલશે. Okay. No. એક હોય તો સરસ રહેશે. Okay.
Short bread or
yeah, short. Yeah, okay. One only. All right.
Bueno, y que esto es lo que nos pasa a los Mahatmas, que no tenemos ni ras, no tenemos el deseo de tener, ¿no? Por ejemplo, nos dicen, de qué lindo bebé, ¿querés tener uno? No. O ¿querés jugar con el bebé? Sí, pero 2 minutos y después vuelve con mamá. No, ese no querer tenerlos.
See there.
Es lo que...
Yeah, in other words, you're aware of the gradual or the complete cessation of the projection of your energies. What Patricia might say, oh, what a beautiful boy, what a lovely little girl. That is from the past, you see. That is part of the past life content. Now you are not, again, your opinion is, no. Now, I'm Vitrag, so I'm Vitrag. No more entry there, no more energy in that direction, you see?
Yes.
Mm.
Esa es la sensación de la proyección de la atención del pasado.
Mm-hmm.
Y es estar en estado vitarag, no entrar y no poner la energía en ese lugar.
Is that how it is for you, Herman, or Gabi, or Luz? Isn't that how it is for you now?
Es para ustedes también, Germán, Luz, Gaby.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it is. We'll play with the grandchild, you know, we will kiss the grandchild, or we will, you know, somebody else's child, you know, we will hold the child, you know, we'll do everything, you know, but we will not, you and I are not in it. As soon as the child is gone, it's out of your memory and your space. It's over, you see. Whereas the world lingers on. Wow, what a beautiful little boy. You know, I would like to have a little boy like that, you know. So, see the difference? This is what has happened to Mahatmas now. This is what is...
Es esto, ¿no? Que nos pasa, que podemos decir que es un niño muy lindo o lo que fuese, que es lindo, pero no ponemos nuestra energía y nuestra atención ahí. Después de estar con el niño, estar en un lugar hermoso, pasó, ya no queda más en nuestra mente.
Yeah. You know, this is the beauty of all beauty in this world, that nothing, the Akram Vignan preserves the beauty of life as it is in front of you to appreciate The only condition is there is no involvement. There is no involvement. You can appreciate, enjoy, you can see far be enjoying it, But you, as soon as it's over, as soon as it's gone, you're not thinking about it. You see, you're not going there, you see,
Yes. Esta es la belleza, ¿no? Del Akram Vignan, preserva lo bello para que lo puedas apreciar, pero sin involucrarte, ¿no? Fabi puede disfrutar, pero cuando se terminó, no está involucrada, se terminó, se fue.
Yeah. You see a beautiful painting, and there are many beautiful paintings in this casa. Everywhere you see magnificent paintings, and you stand in front of it, you appreciate it, but sometimes you might even be aware of the thought that, oh, I'd like to have something like this in my home, but it gets wiped away. But you see, the thing is, if you move into the other room, it doesn't come into your memory also. It's over. And this is the sign of a Mahatma rising now above this world. You see, this is Mahatma rising. You see?
Yes. Puede ser que veas bellas pinturas. En esta casa hay bellas pinturas y las aprecias. Probablemente puedas decir, oh, me gustaría tener una en mi casa, pero después al final el Mahatma está más allá de lo mundano, de este mundo.
Yeah, you see? Niras. Ras, niras, saras. Now, niras, it means disinterest and interest belong to Patricia, to Arman. You are above it, you see. And because you and I are above it, there is no way we can enter into it again. You might say something like, I'd like to buy it, I'd like to have it, but the guy tells you the price, it's like thousands of dollars. They say, forget it, I don't want it, So that's how it is. You say, it's no, you don't linger there, you don't linger there.
Yes. Ras y Niras. Niras es el interés o el desinterés que pueda llegar a tener Patricia o Germán, pero estamos más allá de todo eso. Podemos verlo, preguntar, decir, bueno, cuánto vale, pero no nos quedamos linkeados con eso.
So then now the questioner therefore says, Dada says, you just have to, once these fights stop, then the experience of the Ama will arise in full glory, full presence. So the questioner is asking, Dada, our discharge karma and the moha, the illusion-related entry into the discharge karma, you see? Illusion-related, you see something beautiful, you want to go there, you see a lovely garden with lots of beautiful flowers and fragrances, you like to walk in there, So that moha, that illusion-related moment, it's going to remain until the end, will it not, Dada? That's an important question.
Ok. Le pregunta, nuestra descarga es, cuando las peleas se terminan, entonces desaparece la ilusión. Y nuestra descarga de karma y la ilusión relativa entra en descarga. ¿El moja, la ilusión, permanecerá hasta el final, Dada?
Will this moha remain till the end? Till the end, in discharge, you see, in other words, this is all discharge for us, will remain till the end. This mohin in discharge, and the Dada's answer is important. Dada, she says no. let discharge be, let it be there. But even in discharge, you should know how to remain separate. Know how to remain separate in discharge. Okay? And if you know how to remain separate in discharge, then it's all over. Then it's all over. You see?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Dada dice a la pregunta que le hicieron, no, deja que todo esté en la descarga, pero tienes que estar separado en la descarga. Y así todo se termina, todo llega a su fin.
Yeah, you see? So it's a very important question, Dada. It looks like you say that all of us are totally involved in moha, illusion. I see Mahatmas enjoying themselves everywhere, dancing, disco dancing, singing garbas, whatever they're doing, I see all of them, but is singing Dada's garba and going around Dada, that is not called moha. That is activity beyond moha. The moha is gone. The moha for dancing waltzes and all these other dances we were used to, that is gone. And now the awakened one just wants to go around Dada Bhagavan only, Dada, 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 Dada.
Yes. Todo, por ejemplo, él ve un montón de gente que está bailando desde la ilusión, pero por ejemplo, bailar el garba, bailar alrededor de Dada, eso no es moja. Lo que bailabas antes, eso ya se fue. Ahora el estar despierto, lo único que quiere es estar en presencia de Dada, bailar en la presencia y alrededor de Dada.
Dada simply says, know how to remain separate in discharge, you see. And if you know how to remain separate in discharge, then it's all, and once you know, then it's all over. It's all over. All it's all over means now there is nothing else left for you to do.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes. Permanecer separado en la descarga, entonces todo se termina y no queda nada que tengamos que hacer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, know how to remain separate in discharge. You see? So the questioner says, like Dada, we are doing the practice of how to remain separate. We are in the practice of keeping separation. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Ahí le dicen a Dada, estamos practicando mantenernos separados, en la práctica de la separación.
So then finally Dada says, you look at the answer of Dada and it will surprise you. The man said, we are doing the practice. We're practicing how to remain separate. That's what the man says, right? Questioner.
Yes.
That's we're practicing how to remain separate. That's what the questioner says.
El que pregunta le dice, nosotros estamos haciendo la práctica de mantenernos separados. Y a esto Dada responde.
And now I have to give you the exact answer of Dada because it's so important. So I'm going to write it down and then you can read it. You cannot. So you cannot remove it by.
¿Lo puedes leer, Patri?
No, ¿querés leerlo vos? Te iba a pedir.
Nada,
Because,
dice, no
because,
puedes permanecer
because
separado mientras practicas la separación.
yeah,
Repetime la.
yeah. So
No
I was
podés
giving you the
permanecer
exact sentence.
separado.
I was giving you
Claro.
the exact sentence. If you try to do, if you do the practice of separation, you will not remain separate. You see, the separation happens by simply seeing it as simply simply saying, this is not mine, not mine, not mine. That's it. Not mine means it's over.
Cuando no puedes permanecer separado, haciendo la práctica de mantenerte separado, sino simplemente cuando dices, esto no es mío, esto no es mío. Y entonces ahí todo se terminó, se separó.
You cannot practice separation. It is a vision, and in that vision, you and I know what is ours, and you and I also know what is not ours, you see. We know that, we know that this is not ours, this is Patricia's, this is Shuddha's, Cecilia's, etc. The moment you say not mine, you're already in separation. Because the one who says not mine means is separate from that which he is saying is not mine, not my body, not my mind, not my feelings, not my views, it's over, not mine.
La visión es cuando es nuestro y cuando no es nuestro. Cuando no es nuestro está la separación, la visión de la separación. Entonces no es nuestro y estamos separados. No es nuestra mente, no es nuestro cuerpo, no son nuestros sentimientos.
You don't have to say it. Yeah, initially you may have to say it, but there is no this agnas or this lets you see it. It's relative or not mine. All these relatives are temporary adjustments. All that is in the relative is a temporary adjustment. This is not a physical relative. All that is relative is a temporary adjustment. Your brother is in front of you, and then he leaves. He leaves for some time, or he may leave for a long time. You see, the relatives are temporary adjustments, you see.
A través de las agnas, ¿no? Ves que todo es relativo, son ajustes temporales y relativos.
And these adjustments...
Relativos, ajustes temporales, mejor dicho.
Yeah, the adjustments cannot be made by you. The adjustments are made by scientific, circumstantial evidences. They make the adjustments. Time to go now. You have been here for a week. Now I'm so glad we could spend the time together. Time to go. Relative adjustments are being made in the relative by another energy that is totally separate from yours and my energy. It is totally separate from our energy, you see.
Yes. Estas a través de las agnas vemos que los ajustes temporales son relativos, ¿no? Y los ajustes tienen que ver con las evidencias científicas circunstanciales. Y esto es algo que no tiene nada que ver con nosotros, está totalmente separado.
Yeah, so you see, with this vision, this magnificent vision of our own self, everything is adjusting. What is not adjusting is the complicated ego that we have carried, which is now discharging from past life. That ego will say, no way, I can't adjust, or, I don't like this, I'm not going to go there, etc. So that complicated ego does not allow the natural adjustments to happen, you see.
Yes. La visión de ver de nuestro ser, ¿no? Que todo se ajusta. cuando no se ajusta es por el complicado ego en descarga, que a todo le dice que no, yo me voy a hacer cargo, no me voy a hacer cargo, no lo voy a ajustar, lo voy a ajustar. Entonces eso es lo que no permite que el ajuste natural suceda.
Wonderful. So we come to that end of that heading, and now we come to the next heading.
Vamos al próximo título.
It's a beautiful heading. Niruma has given these headings. The bliss is tasted in Satsang. The bliss is tasted in Satsang. Right?
Yes.
When we talk about Jalak, the flash,
Yes.
the words are, there's those lines of the songs keep coming back to me. मैंने एक बार तेरी एक झलक देखी है, मेरी हसरत है कि मैं तेरा दीदार करूं. Wow, it's Urdu. It's a different language than Hindi. It's this handsome man just saw this, only the eyes of this beautiful woman in college, Muslim woman. And he says, I just got one jhalak of yours. I saw one jhalak of yours. He doesn't care whether what she looks like, because it's everything covered. The face is covered. But he says, I have seen something that is absolutely beautiful. And my aspirations are that I raise you. I raise you to the level of worship. You see, he's telling his lover, the girl, whom he has not even met yet, hasn't seen her yet. He just saw her eye, her eyes. In the same way, the same sentence, मैंने एक बार तेरी एक झलक देखी है, मेरी हसरत है कि मैं तेरा दीदार करूं. My only aspiration is that I raise you to the level of worship. And that is what we are doing for Dada. We're doing for Dada, He arose, he gave us his real taste. The taste that never leaves. And now all of us all over the world are really just continuing to raise our Dada to the level of absolute worship. And the more we worship that one within us, you see, that Dada, the higher we rise. Because, the natural law is that you move in the direction of that which you worship. You move in the direction of that which you worship. Now, this is worshipping with the light is absolutely beautiful. Worshipping in light is absolutely beautiful. Before we didn't have the light, you see.
Dice que el título es La bendición es saboreada en Satsang, ¿no? El título de Niruma. Y vuelve al Jalak Flash de la película que vio, ¿no? Que el hombre solo vio los ojos de la mujer y no vio nada más que ella, y entonces no le importaba el resto, y como solo vio lo bello y la elevó. Y para nosotros mi sola aspiración es elevarte a la adoración, al real sabor, y así todos continuaremos elevándonos y adoraremos lo más elevado, y así también nos elevaremos. Y esto se mueve por la adoración de la luz, la bella luz del ser.
He goes on to say, this magnificent words of love poetry actually has an energy behind that has gone in the direction of another human being. And that same energy, when it is directed towards the Lord within, it produces fantastic results, you see.
cuando la energía está movida hacia otro ser humano, puede ser movida hacia otro ser humano, pero cuando es movida hacia el Lord, produce resultados fantásticos.
Yeah, you know, the focused energy towards another man or another woman limits you severely and is associated with consequences because you're totally bypassing the Lord, which is the source of all of that magnificent energy. You see, not recognizing the source of energy, you're not recognizing the source of this fantastic Iguazu fall. You're going after a few drops in the river down below, you see. You know.
Las energías, por ejemplo, hacia otro ser humano, nos limita severamente porque es como que bypaseamos al Lord, es como que lo evitamos, no lo encontramos. Y, por ejemplo, si no reconocemos la maravillosa energía de las cataratas de Iguazú, lo único que vamos a ver son pequeñas gotas.
A few drops in the river down below, you know, you not knowing
el río abajo.
The source. I am the source of all bliss. I am the source of eternal bliss. Hu ananta sukh no kandachu. I am the source. I am the source. My dear one, oh my dear one, whatever your name is, Laura, Gabi, Shuddha, why are you going in the wrong direction? You see, why are you looking in the wrong direction?
Yes. La fuente eterna, la fuente de eterna dicha
es I.
Es el ser.
Is I am.
Yo soy la fuente de la dicha eterna. Yo
Yeah.
soy la fuente de la dicha eterna. Entonces, oh mi querido Laura, Gabi o todos, ¿por qué vas por la dirección equivocada?
You have to say to, you know, if you use the sentence, I am the source of all bliss. Oh, my dear Damian. Damian says it for his best friend, Damian. Oh, my dear Damian. Oh, which way are you looking? Which way are you energizing? You know, come, the energies are here. The energies are here.
Entonces es ¿por qué buscas en otra dirección si las energías están aquí?
So in this heading, in Satsang, the bliss is available for you to taste. The bliss of the self is tasteable. Is for you to absorb, you know, to taste. You see, and the questioner is now asking, "This is not mine." I've already said that. If I say this is not mine, then where am I going to stand, Dada? The main bliss of ours, that has to solidify or gel like ice cream, not the physical ice cream, but you know, this bliss of ours should become, you know, you have to make ice cream to enjoy it. In other words, you know, it has to be the right consistency. You cannot enjoy watery, milky ice cream, you see. It has to really be solidified, right, Dadash? Yes, I can say not mine, but where do I stand then? What I've said not mine, so where am I? So there is this necessary component of the solid state of the bliss that should have now gelled, right? It had become solid, right, Dada? It's a beautiful question that the questioner is asking. Yeah, I can say it's not mine, but where do I stand then, Dada? Something has to kind of, you know, I've been standing in this world. Now I say not mine. Where do I stand? You see?
Entonces le preguntan, bueno, y si digo esto no es mío, ¿no? Como decía, que es la mayor bendición. ¿A dónde me paro? Si esto no es mío, y es en lo sólido. Porque para hacer un helado vamos a necesitar que tenga la consistencia, el frío, un montón de cosas, pero esto no es mío. Pero ¿dónde me paro para decir esto no es mío?
We stand, what is, in other words, he says, he says, what the implication of the question is that, the bliss has to really arise so that I can stand there, right? In the bliss, by saying not mine, I have to have something in return on this side, right? Saying, I am the blissful one by, it has to be there for me, right?
Excuse me,
Yes.
Shuddha, are you trying to say that it is
Yeah.
not enough for him to say this is not mine? He needs something else, anything else.
No, yeah, right. Okay, well, say that again.
Traducilo, por favor.
Say, yeah,
Me está costando un montón, por eso.
A ver, entonces déjame terminar. La dicha es lo que te eleva, ¿no? Y yo soy el ser dichoso.
Yeah,
Y después vos preguntaste.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me just kind of read it correctly. What you said is, if this is not mine, then what is mine? Is that what you?
Yes, that was my question. Mi pregunta era, ok, si esto no es mío, ¿qué es mío? Fue mi pregunta para ir más a fondo porque no estoy entendiendo el punto.
Yeah, and so in essence it is, Dadashri says, if for him, okay, I in sharing this with you, I skipped one thing. The previous answer of Dada was that yeah, right. I think the answer is coming. Dada says, the questioner says, by saying not mine, you see, I've said it now. But where do we stand, Dada? Because the main bliss of ours inside has to, in that, it has to literally kind of gel and solidify like ice cream. Isn't that the case? Shouldn't it be so that we can we can experience it? That's what he's asking. And do you understand, Fabi?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, let's see. So here's what. So Dada replies now. Dada says, yeah. If again, very fundamental, if again that does not become mine, then the bliss will be available to taste. You see, in other words, having said not mine is not enough.
Okay.
And when it comes again, you say mine, you see.
Okay, let me translate that. Entonces, cuando decimos, esto no es mío, él preguntaba, ¿y en qué me quedo? ¿Dónde estoy? ¿Qué es mío? Y dice, en la medida que digas, no es mío, le contesta Dada, ahí se te pone en disponibilidad absoluta la dicha. En la medida que lo decís, te agarras de la dicha. Mientras seguís diciendo es mío, no te aparece la posibilidad de agarrar la dicha. Pero en cuanto decís no es mío, la dicha está disponible para vos. Y ahí empieza a crecer. Thank you, Shuddha.
Right, you see, this is very important. Okay, and the next sentence, you see, he says, if you don't go tasting it again, the same thing again you taste and say mine, then you're not going to taste the bliss of the self. When it comes again in front of you, and now having said it's not mine, you see, you cannot, Dada says, you and I should not seek pleasure in that again. Having said not mine, you should not go there and say, oh, I want to take some pleasure here, you see.
Entonces dice que si nuevamente vuelve a aparecer esa situación de placer, no entrar nuevamente allí.
And then Dada finally kind of puts the icing on the cake. You see, Dada says,
Y entonces Dada pone helado.
Dada makes, the beauty of Dada is what Dada says, and it came again. See, what it was that you have gone through the experience of those kind of temporary pleasures, right? And then you want to remain in separation. How are you going to remain in separation? You cannot practice separation. When you say not mine, that means you are Amapura. Now that pleasure will come again in front of you, At that time, you cannot take pleasure in it, you see, and if you do take pleasure in it, then you will not get the bliss. You see. And so Dadashri says, that which you have considered and that you have said not mine, you should not go there looking for pleasure in it. And really there is no pleasure in it, is there? Dada's final sentence. Really there is no pleasure in it, is there? I mean, you've been through it. You've been through the total experience of it all. Is there any real pleasure in it? There is temporary pleasure. There's only temporary pleasure. Right, Damian? It's only temporary pleasure.
El placer temporario, cuando no se trata de decir estamos practicando, no se practica, solo dices no es mío, entonces ahí estás en alma pura. Entonces cuando vos pasaste por una situación que tenía placer, no lo vuelves a tomar, porque entonces no tendrás la dicha. Y ya tuviste la experiencia de que no hay placer, ya estuviste allí. Entonces sabes que es placer temporal.
Yes, there is really no pleasure in it, is there? Dada says, you see. So the satsang, let me see the satsang, where is satsang is going. Okay. So the questioner is asking, but Dada, that self-bliss, the bliss of the self cannot be tasted more. I cannot taste more bliss of the self, Dada. Again, he's back to square one. He says, Dada, I cannot taste the bliss of the self more, you see. And so Dadashri says, પોતાનું સુખ પાર વગરનું છે, પણ જો એ ચાખવાનો તમને ટાઈમ મળતો નથી. જેને ટાઈમ મળે એને સુખ આખો દાડો રહે. Wow. Okay, so what Dadashri is saying, man says, Dada, I cannot experience the bliss of the self.
Que pregunta dice, pero Dada, no puedo tomar más dicha del ser, no puedo. Entonces Dada responde.
Dada responds in his booming voice, in booming voice. The bliss of the self is endless, but you don't have the time to really taste it.
Wow.
You don't have the time to taste it. Whoever gets the time to taste it will have the bliss all day long. You see?
Y Dada responde con esa voz fuerte, la dicha del ser es infinita, pero tú no tienes tiempo para saborearla. Cuando tengas tiempo, lo vas a saborear.
Yeah. See, the one who gets the time, for him the bliss remains all day long. Look at this. This is so amazing. You can't blame past life effects here, you see. Do you find time? Do you have the time for this bliss that is inside you, you see?
Tienes que tener tiempo para disfrutar, para saborear esta dicha del ser. Podrías estar todo el día. No le puedes echar la culpa a la vida pasada.
Now, Dadashri says to all of us, when you were in satsang, when you remain in satsang, did you not experience bliss all day long? All day long, did you not experience bliss? We may be together for a day, all Mahatmas, but satsang happens in terms of reading Dada or watching Dada, whatever, for a little time. But while you're together all day long, were you not in bliss the whole day, and so you found the time, you and I found the time, you see.
Dice, cuando estás en satsang, estás en la dicha del ser. Y cuando pasas todo el día en satsang, la dicha del ser permanece durante todo el día. ¿No es así?
It boils down to satsang, boils down to agna, fifth agna, my friend,
Satsang es el quinto agna.
So the questioner agrees. At that time, nothing else come into the mind. The whole world is vanished, you see. There's so much bliss that the world, as I know it, vanishes, you see. Nothing, vanish means it doesn't come to the mind, to the memory,
Cuando estamos todo el día en satsang, absolutamente todo el mundo desaparece.
And Dadashri then says, but now if you remain in kusang outside, then what can happen?
Si permaneces en afuera, entonces, ¿qué es lo que puede suceder?
If you remain in kusang, then what can happen? Yes, have you taken the time for the bliss that exists within you and I? That is what Dadashri is now saying, you see. Have you taken the time, take the time, there's nobody to blame, not past life karma to be blamed, no karma effects to be blamed, no ignorance to be blamed, no this person or that person to be blamed. The other people are not an impediment to your bliss, you see.
No se puede culpar absolutamente a nadie, a ninguna persona, ningún hombre, mujer, a ninguna vida pasada, a ninguna situación, porque esta es la dicha de tu ser. Eres el que tiene que tener el tiempo.
Say you would have driven half an hour to come to satsang, and and then you're really looking forward to being in satsang, and then you forgot to do something important at the body shop, the car shop, which will close by the time the satsang finishes. And, without that, the car will not work properly. So would you not go back there and, take care of that and then come to satsang? Now you'll say, oh, this is preventing my satsang. There is no energy in this world that can prevent your satsang, which is internal, which is five agnas, which is seeing the Amapura. You go back, drive back, and you see the Amapura of the people on the road, of the mechanic who says, it'll cost you a lot of money. You just Amapura everywhere, you see. That is satsang, you see. So there's no energy that can take away your satsang in this world.
No hay ninguna energía que te pueda sacar, ninguna energía de este mundo que te pueda quitar de satsang. Si tú tienes que ir a satsang y tienes que llevar el auto a arreglar y después que terminas tu satsang ya la casa va a estar cerrada, ¿qué es lo que vas a hacer? ¿De qué es lo que te vas a ocupar? Probablemente vas a ir a buscar el auto, pues si no te quedas sin auto y el hombre te va a decir, esto te va a costar miles de dólares, mejor no lo hagas, pero si tú vas y vas que todo el mundo es alma pura, entonces vas a estar en satsang.
Yes. You see? So we are getting into the exactness of the beauty of this Vignan, this science in which really we can continue to experience increasing bliss of the self without doing anything. It is simply receiving, holding, absorbing, and understanding these words of our Gnani Purush Dadashri. That's it. Gnani Purush Dadashri. See,
Es,
simply understanding. Yeah.
es recibir, absorber y entender. Eso es estar en satsang, absorber el conocimiento de Dada.
Yeah, yeah. Do the nididhyasan. This is the internal visualization of these words that have now been shared with you in the chat by our dear Marcella. And hopefully someday, we will get this entire Dadavani in exactness in English. So it'll be there for you. These are precise steps. You see.
Es estar en Nididhyasan y vamos a tener esto totalmente traducido al inglés y lo vamos a tener para nosotros.
One sentence for Nididhyasan is, that which you have considered, that you have kind of assigned in the not mind territory, you cannot seek pleasure there.
No puedes encontrar ningún placer en un lugar que no sea tu territorio.
Yeah.
Eso es Nididhyasan.
Yeah, right. That is for you, the Amapura. Fabi may go for it. Laura may go for it. But she will quickly tire and get disinterested. Let's go. This is where it's, come home. Yeah? Yes?
Laura, Gaby pueden ir ahí, pero después se van a querer ir a casa rápido.
Yeah, you see? This is our living experience. This is our experience of the Amapura rising within each one of you, my friends. You see?
Este es el alma pura que está surgiendo en cada uno de nosotros.
Within Rosie, within Nicolette, Claudia, and Graham, and Angelique, Carlos, and everyone. And Luz.
En todos nosotros.
Yes,
todos los que está nombrando.
Shuddha Bhagwan. Yes.
Shuddha Bhagwan.
Yes. So wonderful. Cecilia, These are the silent words of the Gnani Purush. These are the silent blessings of the Gnani Purush, you see.
Estas son las silenciosas bendiciones del Gnani Purush.
If you put your hand over your own head, hand over your head, then you can feel his blessings, you see. It's his blessings.
Si te pones las manos en la cabeza, puedes sentir sus bendiciones.
His blessings, His blessings. Shuddha Bhagwan. Yes. We continue wherever I think, I don't know, after I'll keep you informed where I'm. After the 11th, I go to UK in England. And there again, I will be in another home with Nima's sisters, outside in the countryside. And, for you, it's easy. Being with you is easy because, it's daytime. I was with the Brazilians from 1:30 to 3:30 in the morning.
Bueno, probablemente la próxima semana nos volvamos a ver. Va a estar en el Reino Unido, fuera de la ciudad. Dice que con nosotros es fácil encontrarse, pero con los Brasil, que es por la noche, era de 1:30 de la mañana a 3 de la mañana.
Yeah, but you see, to me, this is so important. This is my heart. This being in satsang is I derive so much energies from each one who is present there. You see, so this is so precious. Sleep, I can always catch up, but these moments are very rarely available, The moments are more precious, you see.
Estos son los momentos más preciados para mí. No importa la hora y siempre trato de estar presente, no importa lo que pase. Esto es lo más valioso.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jai Sachidanand Shuddhatma Bhagwan.
Jai Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Muchas gracias.
Marcela,
Muchas gracias.
thank you, my dear Marcela.